Hey seniors, this is Miss King. I'm creating a step-by-step guide to help all of you get your FSA ID for this school year. Before we get on and create an FSA ID, you are probably wondering what is an FSA ID and why do I need one? An FSA ID stands for Federal Student Aid Identification. It is a username and password that you will create that will enable you to do your FAFSA. It's also an account that you will have forever if you come back to school to do graduate school or take out student loans. It is your account that you use for everything financial aid related. And to get started, we need two pieces of information. The first is your social security number. If you have your social security card handy or a picture, or hopefully most of you have memorized your social security number by now, you do need those digits as part of your application. You also need a personal email that you have access to right now. So if you're doing this in advisory or doing this at home, make sure that you have your personal email coming into your phone or on your laptop at school that you'll be able to check. There's a verification at the end of the FSA ID application that requires you check your email. You also hopefully have service on your phone because you will need to verify your phone number and receive a text message. So the easiest way to find the FSA ID account creation website is to open Google and type in FSA ID, create account, and the first hit there should say create an account or FSA ID for Federal Student Aid. And when you click on that link, you should see a page that looks just like this, that has the Federal Student Aid logo at the top, and the green and blue and teal images there for parents, students, borrowers, and then the light blue boxes with the what you use your account for and items needed to create an account. Again, social security number and a mobile phone and email address, and then click the blue Get Started button. And this is the very first page of the account creation. The information asked for on this page is literally the most important information on the entire application. It also, if there is a typo on this page, can be responsible for the reason why your application might get stuck or not processed correctly. So it is crucial that you make sure everything is spelled exactly correctly, specifically your last name. So you should use your full legal last name. If you have two last names, spell it exactly as it shows on your social security card. Your birth date is month, so 01 for January, day, and then year, of course. And then social security number, as you are typing that in, just triple check it. Make sure that there are no typos or numbers flip-flopped. And then when you have accurately put all that information in, click continue. And on the second page of the account creation, you are going to create your own username and a password that goes with that username. Your username can be anything that you want it to be that you'll remember. A tip that I usually give my students is to try the prefix to your email address. So Leo the Lion 215-2005 does happen to work for his username as well. And if it is available, you'll get a green check mark telling you username is available. If it's not and it's already taken, I believe there's a red X will show there that it's already in use. Make sure that your password meets the criteria there. It has an uppercase, a lowercase, a number, and a special character. And my strong advice to all of you is to find somewhere to start saving these account usernames and passwords as you create them throughout the year. There's lots of free password saving apps on in the App Store. Grab one of those and start putting those in there. You will need these accounts your entire time you're in college. And this screen of the account creation is just your contact information, so your home address and your mobile phone. And I do recommend that you check the box there that says, yes, I agree to use my mobile phone for account access. And the next page is simply asking about communication preferences. You guys can choose to receive communication by email or by postal mail. And then the optional communications, I do recommend that you opt into those as well, because you can hear about different programs like student loan forgiveness, things like that after you graduate, and you can opt to receive those by email or by text or by both. And then you can also choose your language to be any other language besides English if you choose to do so, and then tap continue. And this page is having you set up your challenge questions. So you're going to choose 4 questions and type in the answer to all of those questions. There is a little link there that says show answer. I do recommend clicking on that to make sure you've typed the answer exactly as you want it to appear. When you get asked the challenge question, you want to make sure that you are able to type it in correctly. You will use challenge questions if you ever need to reset your password. They'll always ask you 2 of the 4 challenge questions before they'll allow you to go in and change your password. It sounds silly, but I recommend choosing challenge questions that you know the answer to without having to think about it. So for example, the street you grew up on or the city your parents met in, an answer that comes immediately to mind you don't have to think about. I think there's one on here that says, what's your favorite band in high school? Well, that may change by the time you're 25 or 30 and you can't remember what your favorite band was. So answers that never change are always best. And then tap continue when you do those. And on this page, you are going to verify both your phone number and your email address. And you must do this step completely before you are finished with your application. So the blue button there that says verify next to SMS verification, when you tap that, your phone will receive a 6-digit code. There'll be a little box that pops up that prompts you to put the code into that box. Go ahead and type it in, and then you will do the exact same step for email verification. When you tap the verify button, you'll need to check your personal email, and in your email, you should have an email from Federal Student Aid with the code. You'll type in that 6-digit code, hit verify, and you want to make sure that you do complete the email part before you continue on. If you do not get the code, definitely hit the resend code. That will be an option to do that. Until you get that email and put that code in, your account is not verified. You do not have an FSA ID. The last box there that says use authenticator app, this is new for this school year. They are creating a 2-step verification, so every time you need to log into your account, it is going to prompt you with a code of some sort. If you have an authenticator app on your phone, you can use that, and it'll give you the code immediately that you need to use if you're familiar with using those here at school. So either way, you just need to make sure that you have access to those codes and to your mobile device and email. Go ahead and hit continue once you've verified. And this is the screen that you want to see. When you have verified both of your accounts, you'll see the little green bubble there that says verified for both SMS and email. That is very good. That means you are done verifying and you have a complete FSA ID. Again, please save, store, and memorize this ID and password. You will use them many, many times over the time that you're in college. And this is the very last screen of the FSA ID account creation. This, again, is brand new this year. This is a backup code that is being issued to all students at the very end. They recommend that you take a screenshot, save it, store it somewhere that you keep this where it is completely secure and you have access to it. If for some reason you're in a location where you're not able to do the 2-step verification, maybe your phone is down and you can't receive texts or you have no service, you still would have the ability to get on the phone with FAFSA and verify who you are by giving them that backup code. So that is crucial to store somewhere. I don't expect anyone to memorize it, but definitely make sure you have it. And that is the official last step of the FSA ID account creation. So that is it. You are now ready to complete your FAFSA in October when that rolls out on October 1st. You can take one additional step that we strongly recommend if your parent has a Social Security number. that you go home and show them this video and have them do the exact same thing that you just did today. So they will need a personal email and their social security number, and they will also get an FSA ID. And the benefit of that is a couple of things. One, they can very quickly digitally sign your FAFSA at the end. So when they can put in all of their information, they just digitally sign it and it's done, and it gets processed in about 2 to 3 days instead of many weeks by doing the manual signature page. And the second benefit of having an FSA ID is that they can log in and directly upload all of their tax information directly from the IRS, which literally saves you data entry into your FAFSA. It makes it go very quickly and smoothly. So those two reasons really help a lot. And since you are now an expert, you can help your parents do that. But otherwise, great job. You're all good to go. If you have any questions or you ran into any hiccups, you can always come down and see your counselor, and we will have additional supports for this as well.